If you're interested in learning how to make this burlap canvas frame, keep on watching. So I put together a short list of supplies for you guys, and I don't know how I ended up leaving the most important number one thing that you will need for this DIY is a glue gun. I have a couple glue guns for this project. I chose to use the jumbo stick glue gun, and so that's the first thing you'll need. You'll need 2 jumbo glue sticks, 1 frame or canvas frame, 1 large piece of burlap, and you'll also need clothespins. I chose to use 5 mini clothespins, but you can pretty much use any size you would like. So I had this large piece of burlap left over from a previous project that I did, and I kind of just folded it up and stuffed it in a Ziploc bag for storage, so it accumulated quite a bit of wrinkles. So here you see I'm just trying to iron out some of those wrinkles with this lightweight iron. Now I took all the water out. I have it on the lowest setting because I wasn't sure of the correct temperature that I needed to use for burlap, so I just ended up putting it on the lowest setting at first and trying to get some of those wrinkles out. They weren't really coming out with it on the lowest setting, so I ended up turning up the heat and applying more pressure to try to get the wrinkles out. So I flipped it over to the other side. Make sure you guys put something down. If you're going to iron on a tabletop like I am, make sure you put like a towel or something down so you don't burn the table. So I ended up turning up the temperature and just applying a little bit more pressure to force some of those wrinkles out. And I really wasn't trying to get all of them out because I knew once I started gluing it to the frame that I could pull some of those wrinkles out that way. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm just doing here. Here's the frame that I'm using. It's an old canvas frame. I just took the canvas paper off, flipped it over to the back. Make sure you're using the back side. The side with the staples is the side that you want facing your burlap, because you kind of want that flat look once you glue all the fabric along it. So make sure that you have your frame as straight as possible. When you're lining it up, make sure your glue gun has already been on and heating up so you don't have to wait so long to get it started once you have it all lined up. So, okay, I'm gonna start in the corner right here. I'm gonna apply like a glump of glue because I want to secure the corner first, so I'll have like a secured spot to work from. I grabbed my little Cricut weeding tool so that I wouldn't burn my finger if the glue was too hot, but I'm pretty used to working with hot glue, so I could tolerate some of the heat from the glue. But if you have a tool, something that will help you line it up and press it down at first, that's good too. All right, so I'm just gonna make sure it's straight, and then I'm going to continue gluing down the rest of the burlap. So a quick tip for you guys, I like to put down a lot of glue. Okay, you want to kind of let it dry just a tad bit so that when you apply the fabric and you're pressing down, the glue kind of doesn't just move all around. It's kind of firmed up a bit so you can kind of press the fabric down onto it and it'll stick right away, rather than if it was really, really hot and you just lay the fabric right on top of it. It might move around and get a little sticky and tacky, and it's just a lot easier if you let it dry for a few seconds, kind of like eyelash glue, and then apply the fabric to it. So see here, I'm applying pressure, like I'm pulling the fabric. Since I already have the opposite side glued down, for the other side, I'm gonna pull a little bit at the fabric and then press it down onto the glue so that, see, some of those wrinkles are already starting to come out in the fabric. So that's why I say, you guys, if your fabric is wrinkled a little bit, don't worry too much about getting all the wrinkles out, because once you start gluing it down, you can kind of pull a lot of those imperfections out. My daughter wants to help so much, but I didn't let her because, of course, the hot glue gun, and even with her being this close, I was nervous, but I knew that she saw me recording, she was going to want to stick around, so I kind of just tried to work around her. I'm gonna go ahead and trim some of this excess fabric before I glue the two other ends down. I always like to work with more than enough fabric than too little fabric, because if you have too little fabric, you might run into some complications and then, you know, have wasted a good amount of fabric, rather than if you just had more than enough to work with, you know, you would have been able to eliminate some of those mistakes. So I'm just gonna trim these ends off so that I'm only working with one flap to glue down. Once I fold it over, it's just one piece that I have to worry about gluing down. So as you can see right here, like I was telling you guys before, see, it's lifting. The glue is too hot, so when I applied the fabric, it lifted up because it was like still tacky. So if you let it dry a bit, like I said, you can just push the fabric right onto it and it'll stick right away instantly. Rather than if it's too hot, you might deal with the fabric moving around and getting sticky and tacky like I was experiencing right here. She wanted me to come do something with her. I forgot what it was, but I had to give her a minute of my time. She was getting a little frustrated with me. So the next and final step is applying the mini clothespins. I think I had 6, but I just decided to go with 5 because of the placement of it. I wanted 2 in the middle, so I just used 5. And so you guys can really play with this part, put them wherever you want. Some people I've seen even hang like a twine string and then they hang the clothespins from the twine, but I kind of just wanted like a real simple look, not too much going on, just wanted a cute little way to display some extra pictures that I have sitting around that I want the girls to be able to look at. So I just decided to do it real simple like this, and I think it came out pretty cute and super easy to make. And that's it, y'all. I want to say this project for me was free because I had all these supplies sitting around the house, but this project couldn't cost you guys more than $10 at Walmart, and I know these frames go for quite a bit. So I hope y'all enjoyed. Thanks for watching.